Welcome to Inebriated Soldering Projects, starring me, inebriated rum drinking guy who drinks rum and then solders. So, yeah, I made a big mistake on this pedal. I was calling it the Lantone or whatever the heck from Amazon. It's not a Lantone at all. It's a Lil Fuzz. I'm just gonna try to push this back. A Lil Fuzz from BYOC, Build Your Own Clone. Oh, excuse me. I'm a few rums in here, and the soldering just keeps getting better. And that's maybe what my problem was the first time. It's like, my soldering was terrible on this. But anyway, so I was complaining about this thing not sounding good. I thought it was this $38 Amazon pedal that I seen called Lantone or Land Clone or some damn thing. No, this is a BYOC, Build Your Own Clone, 2015 Lil Fuzz. So I'm going to try to make it sound better. Now, since the last video, it actually stopped working. So then I felt really stupid. I'm like, yeah, you know, you did all this, and then now this stupid thing doesn't even work. So I did diagnose it. I'm kind of proud of myself with that. I did diagnose it. I got it working again. Just gonna kind of neaten this up. I cannot believe how bad my soldering was on this. I've done more advanced projects, so I don't really know what the excuse was, except, you know, rum happens. So I am just going to just tin this wire here, kids. You know, I haven't burnt myself since like high school soldering. When I first started soldering, I actually started in public school. We used to have shop class in grade 7 and 8. I don't know how you guys do your grades. The states, USA has like, you got terms we don't have in Canada. You're like freshman and senior and junior high. And, you know, up here in Canada, at least in Ontario, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What is junior high? I don't know what that is. Freshman and senior and, we don't have that. So we had grade 7 and 8. Grade 7 and 8, you're like, I don't know, you're probably 11 or 12. Maybe you're 13. And we actually had shop class. Maybe they still do, but I freaking highly doubt it. We had shop and home ec, and it was great. Because even as a dude, you know, shop was great. But even as a dude, you know, we learned to sew and cook. Like, either way, it was cool. I didn't mind sewing. And I loved shop. I loved it all. I say even as a dude because you know the girls took shop with us, which was cool, and the boys took home ec. We all took everything. And it was great. I loved it all, shop and home ec. But I doubt they do that anymore. The education system is so crap. But how did I get this down this rabbit hole? I haven't burnt myself since like shop class on the soldering iron, and I burnt myself a lot, like water blisters, like a lot. And then you just learn to respect. You learn to respect the iron. To not touch it anymore. But oh god, yeah, I used to freaking grab it all the time. So anyway, I'm just kind of neatening these wires up. I mean, I can't totally, it's not worth the time to totally save this poor excuse for what I've done. I'm just going to wind this up a little bit. And then I'd found this... When I pulled this thing apart, I'd found this pot potentiometer. I think it's a bias, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. You know what I'm going to do with that? So I'm just going to freaking turn it and use my ears and see. But there's probably a way to properly bias it. Like you would set this somewhere, measure resistance somewhere, set it somewhere. That's probably how you bias this. I don't know. I don't remember that. All right, let's repopulate this bad boy. This BYOC Lil Fuzz. So yeah, I did fix it. It stopped working, which was a bummer. I'm like, oh, nice work, genius. You opened it up and now it doesn't even work. All right, so what we're going to do... This is going to be tougher to put back together now because I've shortened all the wires. So I am going to get the DC back on here, which is probably... this guy. This is the 9-volt DC connector. This is what powers it. When it wasn't working, the power was passing and the light was turning on. I don't know if you saw the other video, but I was complaining. I was like, the light doesn't work. There's something wrong with the light. Well, sure enough, it was shorting because of my bad solder job. So there was that, and then when it wasn't working, it was passing audio until you turn the switch on, the foot switch, and then you were screwed. So, I don't know. It was shorting. It's just this bad, this janky solder job I did, you know, when it's this crappy inside. Now, I'm just going to try. You're just mostly going to see my hand here. Why can't I get this to fit? That's what she said. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Way to not keep your crap organized, dude. One of these. One of these. So I was complaining, I was like, it sounds bad. I didn't learn anything. Well, maybe I did learn something. Maybe I learned, like, solder better. Don't solder like a jerk anymore, because then you pay for it later, right? And I'm gonna play with that bias thing. We'll see if we can get this thing to sound a little bit better. Hope you can't hear my computer. My computer's just screaming back there. Let's see. This side here is in, so it goes this way. They've kind of designed the circuit kind of weird upside down. In my opinion, I think in should be on the right-hand side. So then when you do that, you need a washer and a... How did I diagnose it? I took a multimeter and just kind of poked around. I say that, but how did I actually fix it? I just freaking remelted like all the solder connections. So God knows. I don't know. I don't know how I fixed it, but I fixed it. It's working now. Come on, baby. Get them connections back on. I hate this part of it. I don't mind the soldering, but I don't like the lug nut part of it. Now this here output needs to push around. Doesn't help that everything's blurry. Yeah. The cracking rum makes everything blurry. The thing about drinking rum and soldering is you work fast. Speeds you up. Alright. That's the in and the out jack on. Now we're going to go... uh-oh. Oh, nice work, genius. Can you get over? Yeah, you got to get over. You got to get over. I've shortened all the... wires, so it's very tight now. Alright, got the foot jack in there. Tuck the wires. Tuck, tuck, tuck. There we go. Starting to look a lot like a pedal again. Now there's a nylon washer. Oh, look at that. My LED's not freaking set nice. That's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to fish in there with a little... That's going to be a pain in the ass. I can't even barely adjust that. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little LED peeking. I think it'll be alright once it lights. It'll light through. Alright. Nylon. Here we go. I'm not going to put the back on because we're going to adjust that bias. Alright. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Amazingly, when I was diagnosing it out of its case, so there was really nothing shielding all that extra wire. Look at all the extra wire I cut off. Tons. My only excuse was I think when I built this pedal, I built 2 others at the same time. So it's probably really impatient, just going really fast. Sloppy, you know? Alright, guess I'll turn. I'll turn. I'll turn. So yeah, I reflowed all the solder and on most of the pad connections on the circuit board, and I don't know, it just started working again. The LED started working right away. I did find a short in that, so I was complaining in the last video. I was like, the LED only lights sometimes. What can it be? Well, it was freaking shorted, so that probably affects the sound too, you know. If you're power sagging the whole time because of a short. Oh man, this thing really... I like the foot switch they used on this. I find it quality. Hear that ka-chunk chunk? Decent. All right. So what are we gonna get now? We plug this in. So the last thing you would do is you put the freaking coffin lid back on and put the screws in, but I'm not gonna do that because I want to play with this bias, right? So let's grab a screwdriver suitable for adjusting the bias, which would be this one. And then let's go over to where the guitar is. Oh, sad. Sad. Ugh. All right, let's go. Got the Telecaster action here. We'll take the amp off standby. And we will diagnose. So we'll put my 9-volt action here. Get my 9-volt action going. And we'll go, guitar goes in. Where are we at here? Yeah, guitar goes in. Amp goes out. All right. Now we strum the guitar. Of course, we get the clean, right? And then hit the pedal. Oh boy. Not good. Something's wrong. It's every time I put it back in the case. You know that? So that's what it is it works outside the case. So something's shorting. Oof. Uh-oh. Yeah, something's shorting. So this video is another fail. I don't even know if I can pull it outside the case without the wrench at this point. Let's see. The wrench. You know what I'm talking about? We'll try this at home, kids. Unless you want to, of course, then by all means, you know, definitely try it at home. All right. Come on. Out you go. Out you go. Now what we get? So we got, I've just pulled it out a little bit. Purple goes to the guitar. And black goes to the amp. No. Yeah, I don't know. Something's crazy here. Well, I did have it going. I don't know. We'll have to do take 2. I'll have to diagnose it again. Something's shorting out somewhere. It doesn't make any sense. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching another failure video.